up, Solicit Nation? It's your girl, Nikki, and I'm back with another Unsolicited Truth Reaction. Hello if you're new, welcome back if you're not. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below so we can keep this party going. And please, guys, continue to watch the ads so I can continue to do this for you full time. Now, with that being said, I ain't gonna hold this up. My girlfriend is cheating with her bestie, Natalie Odell. Let's get straight to the video.
Hey baddies, it's your girl Natalie Odell, and welcome back to your favorite beauty channel where we talk everything beauty, fashion, lifestyle, and most importantly, self-love.
I like that vest, man.
I hope you guys are ready for another episode of Hey Nat, Let's Chat.
Oh my God, I am.
Unbiased, uncensored advice to help my baddies live their best life.
Yes, let's chop it up, queen. Oh, she did with the intro. I love it. Go ahead, Nat.
Okay, baddies, so for episode 3 of Hey Nat, Let's Chat, I decided I wanted to throw in some questions that are a little bit different than the other ones that I was answering. I was talking a lot about, relationships before. We're going to have a few of those, but I sprinkled in some other ones too. And don't forget, if you did submit a question and I didn't respond to it this time, continue sending your questions because it might just be a matter of time before I see.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Nat, but I want to start the fireside chats. So this is what I need y'all to do. If you are following me on Instagram, go ahead and submit your question via DM. If you are not following me on Instagram, please follow my Instagram and submit your question via DM.
And then I can answer in the next one. It's really easy to submit. You just have to follow me on Instagram and Twitter and everything and just kind of wait for me to say that I'm opening my DMs for them because that's the only time I'm actually looking through my DMs for Hey Nat, Let's Chat questions. So eventually I'm probably going to make like an email or something for it so that it's a lot easier and you guys can submit at any time and I'll just like go through that email. But for now, we're going to use the DMs. Okay, so let's get into the video.
Hey Nat, let's chat. So this is super embarrassing, but I'm going through a breakup right now with my ex. We were together for 1.5 years. We broke up because I do not trust her with her friend. So her friend has been causing issues since day one in our relationship because they used to mess around before I came in the picture. But I guess that's her best friend.
That's already messy. Oh no, that's her best friend. Ooh, those are messy. Those are messy. Don't get into one of those.
And she's not going to let her go, which we've had multiple arguments about that. But I want to know, how can I get my mind off this? How can I move forward? How can I stop overthinking? Because this love was amazing and we both love each other unconditionally and everything was perfect, but that friendship. So how can I move on, or if I should move on, or should I fight one more time to really try to make this work and see what kind of boundaries we can set with their friendships? I just need some help, girl. Let me know.
Listen, girl, I just felt that one in my chest and my stomach and my heart. I was like, hold up. I can relate to this. I'm sure everyone watching this can relate to certain boundaries being crossed and stuff like that in a relationship, whether you're a jealous person or not. It's a really tricky situation when we're actually talking about somebody that your partner was actually intimate with. That's a totally different.
I don't know. You can't control who somebody remains friends with and who somebody chooses to keep in their life, right? But this is what I will say. If you are dealing with someone or you've dealt with someone that has a friend in their life that they used to be intimate with, that they still have in their life, if that friend is not interfering in what y'all got going on in y'all relationship, cool, no problem. But if that friend is interfering with what you guys have going on in that relationship and you bring that up to your significant other several times, like over and over and over again, and they defend the friend or they say they're going to do something, but they never actually do, you got to ask yourself, why are they holding on to that person so tightly, right? Like, because in my opinion, the only reason why you would keep somebody that close as they are continuously causing issues in your relationship and they're just supposed to be a friend is if they're obviously more than a friend. So I would have to, really, if I'm bringing it to you and you're not doing anything about it, I think I would have to at that point separate myself. Like, I'm not going to stay in a situation like that. You're choosing, right? Because without choosing, you're choosing. So I'm Gucci on that one.
Ball game, okay? So I completely understand where you're coming from and feeling like there's trust issues and really uncomfortable with it. I want to give you a little bit of background information on my relationship. So I know I bring this back to Easy and I pretty often, but I feel like it's a great example. So Easy is still friends with one of her exes, and it's public knowledge. She posts about it and stuff like that. And I think the thing that made me feel the most comfortable with it is her. Easy made sure I was comfortable with it.
And that's what you're supposed to do.
Did things, went an extra mile to make sure that I didn't feel like there was anything going on. She would take her phone calls with her ex around me. I met her ex. She honestly never really hung out with her ex much without me. And if she did, she would call me or text me or FaceTime me so that I could say hello. She went the extra mile to make sure that I was comfortable.
Easy,
so I'm going to bring that back
easy.
to you to say, is your girlfriend doing that? Is she
See, and that's exactly what I said. I was like, Easy set the boundaries. Your significant other has to set the boundaries. If the friend is on their end, just like if the friend is on your end, you would have to set the boundaries. That's not up to your spouse or your partner to do. That's for you to do. That's for you to do because that's your friend that's violating. You know what I'm saying?
Ensure that you are comfortable. To me, it sounds like she's not, based off of your voice memo. It sounds like she's kind of more being defensive of their friendship because they were best friends before you, but they weren't just strictly best friends. They were actually intimate, and that means they were friends with benefits. Y'all were best friends with benefits, okay?
And that door can slip open anytime, man.
Girl,
that's a dangerous.
Tricky one. It's actually a really good question. Like, what should you do?
Wow.
I'm gonna say this. If I was you, I would see if there are boundaries that you can set that she will accept. I would have a conversation with her and be like, look,
if y'all haven't already had that conversation. Sounds like they have.
Here are the boundaries that we have to set. Maybe the boundaries are y'all can't hang out without me. Maybe the boundaries are, I don't want y'all talking past a certain time at night. I don't really know what your boundaries necessarily will be. That's going to be like up to you and what you're comfortable with. But see how willing she is to accept those boundaries and abide by them.
I agree.
If she's not willing and she makes a big deal about it and stuff, honestly, girl, you might just want to count your losses and move on.
You see what I'm saying? Choose yourself. Choose yourself. That's what I will say. I will say in a situation like that, choose yourself. So whatever choice you make, as long as you are the benefactor of that, then that's the route to take. In other words, do what's best for you. Do what's best for you, man. Like, you in a situation like that, you can't be like, I know that it may seem like it's not the best for you because you're going to be hurt. You're going to be, you're going to feel pain because you have to separate from that person. But that'll really also give you the answer of whether or not they think you're worth fighting for, or whether how much they value your relationship. Because if they let you walk away, no questions asked, no fight at all, you got your answer. Again, like I said, they are choosing without choosing. So you choose Sue. You choose yourself.
Because to me, that would be really suspicious if she's willing to continue jeopardizing what you guys have for her best friend. It could be that she still has feelings for her best friend. It could be, I don't know, a plethora of things. I wouldn't say, I don't know if they're still having sex, messing around, or whatever the case may be. But believe me, like, those type of feelings, like, once you cross that boundary, it's not easy to just reel it back in. I also don't know if she's crossed certain boundaries during your relationship with this girl. You said there's been multiple issues with her and stuff, her best friend.
Like what kind of issues? I don't know if
it's been like your insecurities about it, like, oh, this makes me uncomfortable, or has she crossed boundaries? If she has crossed boundaries, then girl, like I said, count your losses, keep it moving, and learn from it for the next relationship. That is all.
Hey girl. Hey Nat, let's chat. So I've been with my wife for 6 years, married for 2, and I struggle with mental health issues. I won't go into detail, but just your advice. I know that you're big on mental health. Just your advice on how I can maintain keeping up my mental health and also juggling my marriage relationship. Thanks.
Wow. That's a a great question. And I just want to say this before I get into answering it. Guys, don't be afraid to ask questions that aren't about relationships. That's not the only thing Hey Nat, Let's Chat is about.
Same.
You know,
for the fireside chats, don't think that you only have to ask me, questions that are relationship based. You can ask me any kind of questions you want, political, religious, whatever you want, societal, whatever you want to ask me, just ask me.
It can be about stuff that's going on in your life that it does not pertain to romance or your relationships or whatever, or even your romantic relationships. It could be friends, family, it could be anything, okay? Yep. So definitely send a plethora of questions, okay? So first of all, I just want to say to you that, Batty, it's completely normal to have mental struggles and stuff like that.
Yeah, we all go through it.
The first step to getting better and feeling better on a regular basis is admitting it and realizing that more people probably have mental health struggles than not. It's a normal thing, and I feel like
I honestly think it's something that every human being at some point in their life experiences, whether they identify it or are aware that that's what it is, or whether they endure it for years or it only is something that lasts for a week or two. I think that everyone at some point struggles with what's the right way? I think everyone at some point struggles with their mental health. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that that's something that, between life's experiences and stresses and anxieties, you get pulled. I think I think everybody at some point gets pulled in so many different directions that, they kind of fracture a little bit. And then that's when you learn to kind of pull yourself back in, and you start separating from certain things, and you start, being more cautious with how much of your energy you give to things and to give to people. That's just what I think. You know what I'm saying?
More people that I talk to say that they have had certain struggles like this, then people are just like, oh, I'm happy all the time. That's unrealistic. Okay?
They going through it. They just in denial.
Having certain type of mental struggles and emotional struggles can have a huge effect on the people around you, whether it be your significant other, your friends, your family, whatever the case may be. So I'm sure it has affected your relationship with your woman. I think the first step to juggling your mental health and your marriage is just being completely honest with your wife.
Talk about it with her. Exactly, I agree.
I'm guessing. I'm not going to say I'm sure, but I'm guessing that she knows that you have these struggles. But I want you to be completely transparent with her.
Yeah.
Let her know.
Absolutely. Talk to your partner.
Of your
Lean on them.
So that she knows whenever I'm in this type of mood, it might be because of this. And the more comfortable you guys get with talking about what you're going through, you might find some relief there. Don't be afraid to open up to her. The next piece of advice I would give you is to practice.
Anybody in my life that's struggling or going through mental health issues, or like a mental health crisis, what I always tell them is, I was like, use me as a relief valve. I can process people's emotions and process people's feelings without allowing it to affect me, but also being able to empathize with what they're going through. It's taken a long time for me to do that, because I used to get sucked into other people's, whirlwind of emotions. But now I've learned to empathize with them and really put myself in their shoes and understand what they're going through without taking on the emotional garbage that comes with listening to somebody, talk about their problems over and over and over again.
Gratitude on a regular basis. I know with, work and all these other things that might be going on in life, it's really easy to fall into a place where you're not thinking about how blessed you are for the smallest things and for actually taking a new breath the next day, So definitely every single day you should make a list of things that you're grateful for. As it pertains back to your wife, I would say something that's really important, this kind of goes with the communication. Make sure your wife has a clear understanding of things that you need when you're going through your depressed state, when you're feeling down. What are things that she can do to cheer you up? And also take a list of things that you can do to make your wife happy, because you don't want to start feeling like, you know, your wife is your crutch, or feel like, you know, you got, it's not like a give and take, it's just a take. Right. So ask her, like, say, baby, these are the things that I need when I'm having a mental, you know, situation, whenever I'm emotionally down, whatever the case may be. And what are things that I can do for you?
I can't stop staring at her hair,
she
bro.
doesn't have like mental struggles or emotional struggles. It could be like whenever you're cramping and you're on your period or on a regular basis, how can I make you feel more supported? So it's just going to be a lot about communication and you guys supporting each other, and her being able to identify when you are going through your emotional or mental states. So I really hope this helped. I'm not married, so this is definitely advice coming from somebody who is in a relationship but hasn't been in a relationship for any extended amount of time. But I think that whenever I am going through something that I do is be honest with the people around me, whether it be my girlfriend or my family members or whatever the case may be, and then they're able to rush in and support me in the way that I need. Baddies, before I get into the next question, don't forget, submit your questions. And also, if I answer one of your questions, make sure you DM me back and give me updates. Somebody actually did give me an update from a previous episode. It was the girl who said she was afraid about intimacy and kissing her new girl and stuff like that. And she said that they did kiss for the first time. Okay. And she loved it and she's excited about the next steps and she's gonna take the advice to move really slow and all this other stuff. So I love the updates, guys, and I read them. So definitely send your updates after you apply my advice.
Yeah, same. I want to hear you guys reply to my
for about 3 to 4 years now.
I love that picture.
And we met at work where he was my manager at first. Since then, we've become really good friends, and now we're best friends. But since then, he's told me that he really likes me. The only issue is I'm 23 and he's 36. The age gap is an issue for me, but I don't know what to do because we get along so well. What should I do?
13 years, wow.
Oh, girl, that is a huge gap. What is that, like 13 years? A huge age gap.
Guys.
This is tough. I'm definitely going to give you my advice, but this is really about, like, your personal preference.
Yeah.
It
some
seems
people, that's not a big deal.
Because here's the thing. Whenever there's, like, a huge age gap, attraction can be somewhat of an issue, but you guys are both still pretty young, so he should still look like, you know, pretty good and stuff like that. So I doubt that's the issue, especially being that you're catching feelings for him and stuff like that. I'm guessing what your issue is that you guys are two totally different places in your life. You're 23. I know 23 was a few years ago for me, but I mentally am so much more prepared for life now than I was at 23. At 23, you're just, it almost still feels like you're a teenager at 23.
No, you're definitely a teenager.
It feels like, dang.
I honestly don't think that you're an adult till you're like 25. I think at 25 is when you start being like, you start thinking about things like, you start really caring about things like your taxes and, you know, investing and, you know, social security and retirement and you know, career and buying a house. You know, I think that 25 is when you actually become an adult. Up until 25, you're a kid to me. That's just how I feel. You're a kid. You're a baby.
I'm just getting set in my life. I'm just now feeling like an adult. And at 36, I'm guessing I'm not there yet.
You're set. Trust me.
But I'm guessing 36, you've lived a lot. You probably are ready for a family if you don't already have one at 36, because that's pushing 40. So I'm guessing you probably already have a family, or you're ready to start one. You're really set in your career. So your lives are probably, you know, the timeline of your lives are completely different, you know. But I would say this, Baddie.
Take a sip. Take a sip.
Take a sip of my wine so I can get ready to give you the best advice. I would say this. I would give it a chance. I would.
Same.
I would give it a chance, and this is why. All right. I actually have dated somebody that it was a huge age gap. It was even a bigger age gap than that. And this is when I was like 19. That relationship didn't work, but that was for other reasons, you know. But it was definitely a really cool experience.
I need the story
it really
on that.
gave me an experience to date somebody who knew a lot more about a lot than I did, and I learned a lot from him. And I actually have had 2 age gap relationships. The second one wasn't such a big age gap, but I felt the same way in that relationship. I learned a lot, and I'm the type of person that I really love to learn stuff from the person that I'm with.
She definitely learns.
And usually you will find that in a relationship where there is this age gap. I think that you guys do have to make sure that you're on the same page, though, timeline wise.
Yeah, he's probably ready to get married.
If you are thinking about actually giving this a try with your boss, I think you said, and now your best friend, shout out to the best friends, because they really be coming through. I swear, everyone should fall in love with their best friend. It's an amazing thing. But I think you need to talk to him. I think you should say, like, look, here are my concerns. I like you, but our timelines are probably very different. Let's see where you're at. When do you want to have kids? Do you already have
kids? Yeah, see, that's the important part right there.
Me not having kids?
Yeah, see, that's the important part. I'm like, because at 36, as a man, at 36, he's ready for kids. He's probably ready for marriage, ready for kids. And, you're 23. It's like, oh, my God. Like, you haven't even, 23. Oh, baby, you ain't done nothing. But, I mean, I can't say that you wouldn't be ready for it just because you haven't experienced a lot of life at 23. Because some people just know when they know. You know what I mean? Like, if you are that type of, if you are that type of mature 23-year-old who knows that, like, no, I want this and I want to be married and I want to have babies and I want that within the next 2 to 3 years, then do your thug thizzle. Can't nobody stop you. You a grown-ass woman.
Kids until I'm ready, which might not be for 5-10 years. I don't know. It depends what age you're ready to have kids. I'm just assuming that you don't have kids, but you might. But if kids aren't the issue, then it could be other things. It could be marriage. It could be when to buy a house. There are so many different things that people have to think about when they go into a relationship. And usually people are ready for those things at different ages and stages in life. So I would just say, make sure you guys have a clear understanding of what you both want out of life and what the timeline is. And can you guys make any type of sacrifices for the other person's timeline, since you guys are on 2 totally different pages.
Yeah,
but listen, if y'all have the connection, try it out. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing, like, to be with somebody who's that much older. If he's attractive, the attraction is there. He's your best friend. That part seems amazing. I would say go for it. Try it out. Just make sure that you guys have communicated all of those things. And
be adult about it. That's all.
23
years old, you still get real immature about stuff. If you guys do decide
to go on dates and actually try to make things a little more romantic. Okay, baddies, this is the last question. I've actually been seeing a lot, before we get into the last question, I've been seeing a lot of comments and DMs asking that I make the Hey Nat Let's Chat episodes longer. Comment below, everybody. I need to see enough comments about this. If you want these to be longer, and if you do want them to be longer, what would be a good, time frame as far as
this one 24 minutes.
I think they're around like 10 to 15 minutes now, but would you want them to be like 20 minutes or have a minimum of 5 questions that I answer, or what? I usually am doing like 4 questions per episode, but I think you guys seem
I think 20 to 25 minutes is Gucci. 20 to 25 minutes is Gucci, because otherwise when I'm reacting to this joint, my reaction is going to be like 45 minutes long. Damn.
You want more, so let me know.
You know I like to talk shit.
Hey Nat, let's chat. So I am not getting along with my mom, and I am a teenager, so I am not trying to come off disrespectful because I still love her. But my dad is trying to take custody of me and just have me living with him until I'm legal. So while this is happening, my aunt is trying to help build me and my mom's relationship back together without any mess. Now, on the other hand, like on the end of that, I'm actually pretty happy because I actually feel happy and not depressed and emotional, because it's like every time I be with my mom, I feel depressed and just have a lot of mixed emotions. But when I'm with my dad, I feel like I could be open and talk to him more. So Nat, what should I do?
Aw, okay. Well, see, this is a great question because people do have different types of struggles in life. It's not just romantic. So I'm really glad that you were brave enough to submit this type of question, and you're also mature enough to ask for help, which is great because you sound very young. So all right, Betty, let me give you the best advice that I can. I think that it's an awesome thing that your aunt is stepping in to try and help the relationship. I don't really know the struggles that you guys have, but it sounds to me like you seem to butt heads pretty often with your mom. And I know that you asked in the next voice message, should you pursue a relationship with your mom or should you just be happy off with your dad? I think the fact that you even have to ask that question shows you that you probably should pursue a relationship with your mom. You know, if your mom is willing, and I know it might be a little bit hard to tell whether she is or not because you guys are butting heads often, but I think that if she's actually letting your aunt step in to try and help you guys, your mom obviously wants the relationship there. I think it's completely natural and normal for parents to butt heads.
Yeah, I would say if you guys, she's right. I mean, as you're growing, you're becoming an adult yourself, and as your opinions about the world start to blossom and your perspectives start to widen, you know what I mean, and your ideologies start to change. You and your parents are going to start to kind of drift, right? And the thing about that is that there's nothing wrong with having a differing of opinions, but it's the problems normally arise when the parents become overbearing and try to force their perspectives and their expectations onto that child, that burgeoning adult, or when as the teenager you start to just get disrespectful because you don't agree with your parents. There's a way to disagree and not be disrespectful, you know what I'm saying? And I think that is important. If everybody remains respectful and open to conversation and communication, and I think that you can navigate through those difficult times, because everybody's relationship goes through it. Me and my mom went through it. We're thick as thieves. We were really close when I was younger. Then when I hit my early 20s, mid 20s, we got our relationship kind of went wherever it went. I don't know what that sound or that hand gesture was, but now we're good, and we've learned to communicate even about the most difficult things. We've learned to communicate. So you just got to be open and honest, and you got to give your mom a chance, and hopefully she's willing to give you a chance. And as long as everybody's willing to work on it, then communicate and try to empathize with the other. That's it.
With your kids. But I would say this, I think you're at a good place right now that you are staying with your dad, and your dad's trying to get that custody of you and stuff, because you deserve to be happy on a regular basis. And honestly, maybe your relationship will be even stronger with your mom when you guys have a little distance between you. I know with my relationships with my family, if we're butting heads a lot, sometimes it's good for us to be able to take that space, and you seem like you really love to be with your dad, and that's a really good environment for you. So at any age, mental health is a serious thing. Absolutely. So I want you to put your mental health first. And if you feel happier with your dad, and your dad is obviously wants you to be there, then spend as much time with him as possible.
Pursue your peace, baby.
Now, on the other hand, when it comes to your mom, I wouldn't give up on that, because I feel like that relationship is important enough to you to be DMing me, a completely random person to you. I know that you're a fan because you have a fan page, and you actually sent it from a fan page of mine. But the fact that you're actually reaching out for help shows me that you really do want this relationship to work. And I would say the best way to do that is continue asking for help. I know that you asked as well whether or not you should accept help from a therapist. Your aunt was recommending that. I honestly think that's a good idea.
I think it's a great idea.
You guys should
I think it's a great idea.
Also saying you were concerned about, whether
having an unbiased opinion come in and hear both sides of the story and then offer an external point of view, I think is so important. I think for a relationship, any kind of relationship, whether it be parent, child, spousal, partner, whatever, I think that I do think that relationship counseling is good for every relationship as well.
or not
just
your
to learn,
mom will actually
you hit those roadblocks where you forget how to communicate with each other
on a regular basis. So why would she listen to you in therapy? I would say that there's probably more of a chance that she'll listen to you in therapy than when it's just the two of you at home.
Facts.
At home, she doesn't have anyone to basically have to stop and listen to. And with a stranger, this therapist, your mom will probably hold back a little bit more, where she sits and actually listens, and she'll also be able to get a perspective from another adult who's telling her stuff important. Like, okay, your daughter's in this position, your daughter feels like this. And I'm sure you guys will also have your chances to speak with this therapist separately as well, so that you can really vent to your therapist, instead of only having your mom to talk to. I think therapy is a good idea. Same. If your mom is not interested in therapy, or you guys don't happen to do therapy, you can also have other people in your family step in to be that person mediator. That kind of regulates the conversation between you and your mom. So if your aunt is a trusted person to you and is a trusted person to your mom, then she might be a good person that you guys can sit down with and talk to on a regular basis, whether that be weekly or whatever the case may be. And also try to connect with your mom on different things, instead of just doing the same monotonous stuff where you are just at home and you're watching TV together and you're doing this and you're doing that. Try to go outside of things that you usually do and try to really enjoy each other's company. It doesn't have to be something expensive. It could be you guys
do some, you got to get spontaneous
together, or you guys go on walks together, or something.
That's how me and my mother bond. We go on walks, and we walk about 5 miles a day. Well, I normally get about 5 miles in. She normally does like 3 to 4 miles, but I do like anywhere between 5 to 7 miles, 5 to 6 miles, whatever. I do roughly between 5 to 6 miles. But that's how we communicate. We have a lot of amazing conversations, and we talk about everything from religion to politics to personal things, stuff just rolling around in our head. Like, it's so dope to absolutely nothing at all,
That is going to help you guys forget about the differences you guys have and actually enjoy some time together. So I hope this really helped. This one really struck home, because I don't like to hear that, you're at this age and you're going through something like that, but it's completely normal and natural. Like I said, just put your mental health first. And I wouldn't give up on the relationship unless if you have tried every route to have a good relationship and it's just not happening. So
that's your mom, dude.
Helps, and please
can't just let that one go.
On what you decide to do. Okay, baddies, that concludes this episode of Hey Nat, Let's Chat. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I had so much fun sitting down and chatting with you. I really feel like however many thousands.
I really feel like I'm sitting here talking to a friend. Like, I guess that's how y'all said. I seen a lot of y'all say that about me. Like, when I sit and I do my reactions, y'all feel like we're talking to each other. I feel the same way. I feel the same way when I sit here and watch this with her. And I just love the chill vibe too. Sometimes I know I have a lot of hype, great reactions and stuff like that. Call my own reactions great. Well, they are. But I think that I also appreciate a vibe like this too, where it's just kind of like chill and we're having like adult conversation. Again, that's kind of like what the vibe I want for the fireside chats.
You that watch this are just sitting in my living room with me right now, and I'm getting to go one at a time and talk to you. This is so much fun, guys. Don't forget to submit your questions, and also comment below. Let me know what you're feeling about this series, and if you want to see this series on a weekly basis, because right now I am planning to do it every Thursday. So let me know if you're excited for that, if you want me to continue doing it every Thursday. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next video.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. I'm digging these. I really appreciate these. I think that Natalie definitely needs to keep these going, and I look forward to them every week. When she uploads them, I'll upload. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm down for that. But I like I said, with the fireside chats, I kind of want a vibe like this. Like you grab your drink or you grab your Bleezy, whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? You grab your Gatorade in my case. You know what I'm saying? And the Bleezy. And we just sit and we just chop it up and just share ideas back and forth. And I do plan on, and I've decided that I am going to do them pre-recorded. But I do think that I want to also start going live, you know what I'm saying, a few times a month. And every time I go live, I'm also going to be doing, you know, question and answer during those times too, okay? So with that being said, Solicit Nation, if you guys enjoyed this reaction, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Don't be afraid to share. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you can be notified every single time I upload. And if you've been here before, then you already know. I got to hit y'all with the deuces.